it's almost 10 o'clock at night, and I'm trying this coffee I bought earlier today from Driftwood, which, if anyone is familiar with this channel, they're the company that roasts our coffee. It's flavored as dark chocolate, brown sugar, and toffee, which sounds like a hell of a combination. So let's see how it tastes. I tend to be the kind of person that is able to drink caffeine at night and still go to bed fine. I don't know if that's good or not, but that brings me to my topic today. Is coffee good for you? And if so, how much of it? Can you drink too much? And I mean, anything else really. So the thing is, why is research so confusing? Really, it's all confusing. You can come across so much conflicting information, and then you're left with really unsure answers. You know, should I drink this? Should I not drink this? Can I eat this? Is gluten good for me? Is gluten bad for me? What is it going to do? Does this cause cancer? Everything causes cancer, apparently. So you'll be thinking, why do I even care? Well, coffee is one of the most consumed beverages, I think, next to tea and water in the U.S. And it's nice to know what it does for you. You know, if you're someone who drinks 1 cup of coffee a day, or if you're like me and have 3 or 4, which this is my 4th, it all has different effects. On a side note, if anyone wants to get bigger arms, get one of these. Yeah, that's really good. All right. Oh yeah. Yep. Like it. All right. So we're going over the 3 main compounds of coffee and essentially how it's good for you. Now, there's a ton of research all over the web about what coffee essentially does, some of the effects it has, all kinds of stuff. But it boils down to 3 main active ingredients, and it's caffeine, chlorogenic acid, sounds really scary, but it's not, I promise, and deuterpenes. Hope I'm saying that right. Actually, can't really tell what I wrote on my notes, if that's an N or an R. That's terrible. But okay, the first one, caffeine. Now, we all know of caffeine. I mean, I made a video on that too. Caffeine is like a psychoactive drug. What it really does is it just helps block you from getting tired, fights fatigue, helps make you more alert. That's why people reach for it in the morning. You can't have too much of a good thing. You know, you can get dependent on caffeine, and they can have like a slight caffeine addiction. Pretty easy to break. Just get some headaches for a couple of days. It kind of sucks. Now there's no real other, you know, crazy proven caffeine effects. Like, there are some negative effects that some people might have, and in really small circumstances. But for the most part, you're going to be fine if you stay within the safe limits of 400 milligrams a day, which comes out to about 3 to 5 cups of coffee. Kind of depending on the one you're drinking. And so really, I don't ever exceed that a day. I, for the most part, stay within 400 milligrams. Maybe sometimes I might shoot up about 5, or, you know, a lot of times I kind of stay under that. Really, there's no need to start going that high. I think if you're going that high, you're probably doing something wrong, or you're taking way too much pre-workout. In order for caffeine to actually kill you, do something crazy, you have to have like 10,000 cups in a day, or something crazy ridiculous like that. But I think your body would give up and you'd throw up before you'd even be able to do that. So yeah, don't worry about ever that happening. Just stay within your safe limits and get to know your body, and you're going to be perfectly fine. You know, I like to have it in the morning. Again, gives me that morning boost, and usually I have it again around midday. All right, now number 2, the chlorogenic acid. Now, sounds really scary, but I promise you it's not. This is actually an antioxidant. So antioxidants help fight off the oxidants that your body produces, which are kind of the harmful things from just due to stress and things you eat. Just helps fight that off and get rid of it. And it's actually a pretty good source of this antioxidant as well. A lot of people don't eat very good food, or don't have very green meals, and so they're going to lack a lot of antioxidants. So for some people, this is the main source of their antioxidant they're going to get, which thankfully it's pretty abundant. even though the roasting process does get rid of some, but there's still a lot in here. Now, I think one of the big things that this chlorogenic acid does is it helps fight inflammation and a lot of other diseases, actually. Speaking of inflammation, I just worked out about an hour or two ago, and so having coffee right after, which can help fight the inflammation of working out. But there's a long list of diseases that actually helps fight, like a cardiac disease, liver cirrhosis helps prevent effects of that, or two big ones that come top of mind. There's a lot that coffee will actually help prevent, and there are a bunch of studies, and I think the British Medical Journal had a pretty big study on that and on the effects and what it helps prevent. And so the chlorogenic acid is actually pretty wonderful in there. It's essentially like it's instead of a superfood, it's a super drink. And lastly, the third one, deuterpenes. I looked it up. It's deuterpenes. Is actually another antioxidant. So again, more antioxidants in here, which are going to be doing a lot of the same things that the chlorogenic acid is. So to kind of sum that up, you have caffeine, which helps give you the boost and helps body fight fatigue. It's also the scientific thing about it lowering the threshold for your neurons being able to fire off, so able to be a little more active. And then you have the abundance of antioxidants in there, which are going to have all the other health benefits. So yes, coffee is good for you. And if you're staying within 3 to 5 cups a day, which most people don't even hit that. I guess some people do, but then you're going to be perfectly fine, and it's going to have a lot of the health benefits that I just listed real briefly here. So it's pretty weird to say that coffee really has like no negative effects other than you going into excess, and just in the very rare small cases that people just don't react well to coffee, get jitters with caffeine, stuff like that. So whether you're drinking espresso, lattes, having regular brewed coffee like I made here, and even decaf coffee, for those of you who drink that, you're still able to get a lot of these benefits that I mentioned here. And yes, lattes are okay too. Milk doesn't ruin any of these benefits in here. Now, I know there's that whole long rabbit hole about whether milk is really healthy or not, but I tend to be in the camp where I drink milk. I love milk, and I am not going to get into that rabbit hole and argue about that. I would rather finish my coffee instead. That was a really short and brief one for y'all today. Real sciencey. By the way, I love science, so you're going to get a lot of that science here in this channel. But I managed to finish that without my coffee getting cold. But all right, thanks for tuning in to this very short and kind of scientific video. Stay tuned for the next one. Later. That was really good. If it wasn't 10 o'clock at night, I'd drink a few more of those.